I'm Dustin, and today I'm going to tell you how much should you spend on an electric bike. All right, so today I'm going to try to help you understand how much you should spend on an electric bike, but I will tell you that how much you spend on an electric bike is really up to what you want to get out of your electric bike, how you're going to use it, where you're going to ride it, what you're going to do with it. I can tell you electric bikes really range in price from as low as $500. I've seen some for $300, $400, all the way up to $10,000, $12,000. Now, why such a variance in price, do you ask? Well, there's many factors that go into these. Number one, there's the actual product itself, right? These are the 630 e-bikes I have right here. Many factors like the size of the battery, the size of the motor, the type of bike it is, the materials the bike are made with. You can have electric bike motors up to 1,000, 2,000 watts. Really depends. Also, an e-bike meant for off-road versus on-road, totally different. Costs are going to be totally different because you're going to have certain needs. There's also different types of motors. There's a mid-drive mount motor, a rear hub motor. There's price discrepancies there as well. So when you're searching for an e-bike, it is a tough question to answer, is how much should you spend? Well, first thing to consider is how are you going to use your electric bike? Are you going to be using it for short rides, long rides, 10 miles, 20 miles? And then also, what are your speed needs? Do you not care about going super fast? Do you want to go really fast? Are you going to be going up mountains on a mountain bike? Things like that. Let me try to give you some broad ranges of how much I think you should spend for your different types of riding. Let's just say you're going to ride no more than 20 miles in any given ride. You're going to ride primarily on flat ground. And let's say you're an average weight rider, somewhere 250 to 150 in weight. That situation, I would say you could spend anywhere from $500 to $2,000. Now, there's still a variance I'm giving you as well, because there's a lot of other factors, right? Like top speed, the look and the appearance of the bike. Also, when you talk about an e-bike or any product for that matter, it's not just the spec of the product that are going to play into the price. It's the reputation of the company, how well they're going to stand behind it, the warranty you're getting, the service they may or may not offer. You're paying for a company that can be there if you need them, with questions, with parts, whatever it is. So point being is, a $500 e-bike, most likely that company won't have the customer support that a bike that costs $2,000 will have. You have to determine how important that is to you. How important is it to be able to get replacement parts? Like at 630, we have a full team of people always available. You can always get replacement parts from us, which is why we're not the cheapest e-bike, but we're not the most expensive. Most of these e-bikes right here retail for around $1,400. Now, if you're looking to go up mountains, do mountain biking, honestly, you're going to have to spend north of $2,500 for something that's going to perform well with steep hills. To go up mountains, to go off-roading, you're probably going to need at least 750 watts of power, if not more. And so I say north of 250 watts because also depending on the brand you choose, the service they provide, that's going to elevate the price. Now, let's say you want to go longer range. Let's say you want to do over 20 miles a ride and you still want to do mostly flat ground, maybe some hills, and you're an average rider. In that situation, you're going to probably want to look no less than $1,000. I would say no less than even $1,200. The reason I say that is the battery size is going to dictate how much you pay for an e-bike. Typically, the smaller or the less expensive an e-bike, the smaller the battery is going to be. I can tell you, like, for the bikes I've seen that are $300, $400 for e-bikes, it's going to be a very small battery. Most likely won't even last 20 miles. So if you're going to be out doing adventures on your e-bike and you want to go 30, 40 miles, I'd recommend spending no less than $1,200, really up to $3,000, $3,500 then, because you're going to get bigger batteries, you're going to get better controllers, which dictates the power output from the battery to the motor. And it's going to be more efficient. It's just going to perform better overall. So when you start to get into these longer distances, you want to make sure you're getting an e-bike that can perform, the battery can last, and you're going to get the kind of distance out of the e-bike that you want. Now, in addition to that, if you are a heavier rider, let's say over 250 pounds, over 300 pounds, you're also going to want to spend probably more than $1,200. Reason being is you're going to want a bigger battery and you're going to want a bigger motor, because when you get into heavier riders, the weight of the rider is going to impact the performance, not only of the motor, but especially the battery. It's going to drain the battery quicker. So you may want to consider spending a little bit more money so you get a battery that can last and really support your weight, help you ride longer distances. And also you want a motor size that can move you up the hills if you should have hills, or just get you going to the speeds that you really require. So in addition to that, if you're going to just be, let's say, using your e-bike to go 1-2 miles here and there, zip around, and you don't really care about after sale service or the brand, then I would say you could look at the $500 to $1,000 range, honestly. If it's going to be less than 3 to 5 miles every trip, maybe you don't need to spend a lot of money. Get something very simple, very little, maybe a 16-inch or a 20-inch, something of that nature. I really can't say that a less expensive bike is not good. It just really depends on the rider's needs. And so I say this in a lot of the videos I do across YouTube, and I always tell customers, you really have to think about how you're going to be riding your e-bike and what's going to be best for you, because that will dictate how much you want to spend. And if you have specific questions, we here at 630 can ask, like, tell us your needs and we can guide you in the correct direction, or comment below also on this video. We can guide you in the correct direction of how much we think you would need to spend based on your needs as a rider. And truthfully, that is what it comes down to. Not everybody needs a $3,000 bike. Not everybody needs a $1,000 bike. Some people may need the $500 bike. Some people may need the $1,500 e-bike. Some people may, in fact, need the $7,000 e-bike. Especially when you get into electric tricycles. That's another thing. If you're carrying like larger loads, if you're going on flat ground, there can be a very large variance. Our electric trike retails right now for just about $2,000, and it's great for around town riding, flat ground riding, weights up to 350 pounds, typically speaking. And these two e-bikes here retail for $1,500. And these are great around town, flat ground with some hills, top speeds up to 20 miles an hour. They have throttle and pedal assist. I think in most cases, like I said, for this type of bike, you don't need to spend more than $2,000 in this day and age. There's great options out there, including 630. So I hope that helps explain a little bit about how much you should spend on an electric bike. If you have any more specific questions, please comment below or email us, the team at 630.com, or you can always call us 310-982-2877. Also, you can find all of our electric bikes on our website, 630.com. And if you don't know what e-bike is right for you, take our proprietary body fit quiz, answer a few questions about your body and your life. In a few minutes, you'll have the perfect bike recommended for you, perfect e-bike. And we have a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love your e-bike in 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. Lastly, before you purchase, join our Facebook Peddlers group and download our app. Great place to talk to existing riders, ask questions, make new friends, see how they like their 630 e-bikes. And also, after you have your e-bike, track your rides on the app, make new friends in the Facebook Peddlers group. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. So thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.